What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Tables, Ladders, and Bumps. As you can see here, we are one down. Wade, come back soon. We want to see you on the next one. But for now, me and Pierre are holding it down. We got this. We got this, right?
We ready? We ready?
All right. So today we're going to get into the Raw review, and then we're also going to do the three count, which is the three most pressing things that are weighing on us regarding wrestling. Although there's only two of us, so it'll be a two count, just like most pins in the WWE, right? So the 1-2 ooh, and then after that, with Pierre's got a theory, then we'd love to hear it. But um, you got a theory today?
Yeah, I got one. I don't think it'll be as crazy as the previous ones, but I think it's up there.
Okay. All
So
right. All right. Well, looking forward to that. And then, yeah, it's going to be a bit abbreviated today. So let's get right into it.
oh,
Like and subscribe.
make
Oh,
sure
yeah.
you
Go
guys
for it.
like, subscribe, share,
Yep.
comment, give us feedback. Make sure you guys we're doing our first live uh Friday Friday the 13th for SmackDown heading over to the USA Network. Yes, Spooky Friday. So guys get ready. Maybe some superstitions going on, some spookiness or whatever. So get ready for that. But make sure you guys check us out. The very first live that we doing. Stop by, hop in the chat. Gonna be on YouTube. So yeah, man, just get ready for it. We're excited for it. It's gonna be our first one, so hopefully it goes smoothly. But we'll see what happens Friday the 13th. So you never know.
Yeah. You never know. Which, by the way, when you said that, I got a theory now that I would like to share too. So that just awoken something in me. All right. Let's get right into it. Like, subscribe. Let's do it. What do you got for your Raw review?
So for my Raw review, I'm going with that triple threat, intercontinental. Well, I don't want to say it's the no one contenders, but it's the I kind of determined to determine who's gonna go into the final four for the no one contenders match.
Yep.
So we had Dragon Lee versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio versus Dragunov. And initially, I thought that Dragunov, I thought that Dragunov, well, no, I thought Dragon Lee and Dominic Mysterio were going to cancel each other out, and Dragunov was going to win. And that still turned out to be the ending of it. But I could never foresee that the match turned out the way it did, to where Dom kind of ran off. We got chased off by Damian Priest, and that left us with Dragunov and Dragon Lee. So I don't know if they had any encounters before on NXT or whatnot. And so this is my first time seeing them on the main roster wrestling. And I want to see more of this. Like I like seeing Andrade versus Mello. Like
Yeah.
this when it was just them two going back and forth. Like I kept waiting for Dom to come back and
Yeah.
win somehow, But this was just a good or great back and forth between the two of them. They matched up pretty well, surprisingly. The two different styles, you can say. Um, dude, what did you think about that?
Yeah, dude. Great insight. I felt the same way. I feel that if when Dom left, I was kind of relieved because I'm trying to remember if Dragon Lee and Dragonov had a one-on-one, and I have to go back and do my research because I came in late on that class. But they come from the same school. It's kind of like the rappers classes, You got the J. Cole class with like
Yeah,
Kendrick and Big Sean and like all these different generations. So they come from that same class with like Braun Breaker and Mello and Trick. And I feel that once Dom left, I was like, let's go. Let's go right now. Great spots. Loved I don't even know what to call it. He did like a Hurricane Rana. Dragon Lee did a Hurricane Rana he put his butt over the rope, grabbed Dragunov off the apron and like Hurricane Rana him onto the floor, which I
yeah.
thought was sick. But yeah, I love this match. To me, this probably is match of the night. Trying to recount what everything that happened on Raw. But yeah,
Yeah,
what about
no,
you?
I agree. I agree. That to me, that was my match of the night because it stood out the most because it was the most surprising.
Hmm.
Like when you go through the list of matches, you had Selena versus Shayna Baszler. I expected Shayna Baszler to win. You had Alpha Academy versus American Made. I expected American Made to win.
Hmm.
We had some other matches, and all the other matches kind of played out like so. You know, the other surprise was that Braun Strowman had entered in to fill in for Bronson Reed,
Hmm.
you know, but that was a surprise too. But I was surprised by that he won. So
Oh,
maybe
the
this
Braun
is,
Strowman one?
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
me too.
I really wanted Sheamus to win.
Hmm.
Like I felt like he would be good in that final four. But it didn't turn out that way, and it is what it is. We got Braun Strowman, so maybe Bronson Reed. My shirt came in too. I got my shirt, so I'm ready
Oh,
now.
nice. Hell yeah.
Got
Dope.
my shirt. But yeah, man, that Dragunov and Dragon Lee, I want to see more of that in the future. Like I say, man, like they matched up well together. Um, and it's good seeing Dragon Lee back. And
Hmm.
seeing him in. Cause I don't want him to just get tied up into LWO stuff.
Right.
So much of that, and I want to see him go against other different guys, different styles and whatnot. So this is a great showing for the both of them, I would say.
Yeah, I need Dragon Lee in a storyline. But real quick, did Dragon Lee ever get revenge on Carlito?
No,
Okay.
no. I
Maybe
think we still got to
that's
get that.
yeah. Maybe he's still gotta serve Carlito up something. So and not to harp on this too much, maybe we could talk about this another time, but I feel like the triple threat tournaments leading up to whatever it is have been paying off for me. Whether if it's Money in the Bank or King and Queen of the no, King and Queen of the wasn't that, but I think it was Money in the Bank, right? The last time they did it.
Yeah,
To
it's Money
me,
Bank.
it's allowing people to shine and get good spots and matches in. So hopefully it'll
Yeah, I
continue
agree
if they
with that too.
continue to do this.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What you got for your review?
Um, Joe Tessitore, and I'm curious and see to hear what you think about it or how it went. Um, I'll give my honest opinion. I usually give people the benefit of the doubt. It's his
Hmm.
first day on the job doing this for WWE. Things that took me out of it were him not knowing their names or mistaking them for other people, mistaking the wrestlers for other people. Also, a little bit more dead air than I had wanted, where Wade Barrett had to fill in and vamp.
Yeah.
And also, just his style isn't there. Like, he probably has to find it, obviously. Everybody has to start off somehow. So he would just repeat what just happened, like verbatim, cut and dry. Like, there's no sizzle on
Yeah.
it, there's no color on it, there's no like wrestling flair on
Pizzazz.
it. What were you? Yeah, no pizzazz, right? But he is calling it like he sees it, which is what a
Yeah.
play-by-play in any sport would do, right? So if you think about football, you have Al Michaels calling it, and then Troy Aikman or Tony Romo doing the color on that. He is
Hmm.
doing the job, but there's just some things that need to be buttoned up for me. And like I texted you before, he has the voice for sports.
Yeah.
So I googled him this week. I looked it up. It's been his dream to commentate for WWE. It's a bucket
Okay.
list. He's done every sport. He's done boxing, combat sports, college football, all of that stuff. He's known in these arenas. But someone asked him, "Would you ever do something like wrestling?" And he lit up. He was like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "That is a bucket list." He was a huge fan of the McMahons and their dynasty. He's a huge fan of wrestlers themselves. So he likes the sport and the entertainment of
Hmm.
WWE or wrestling, period. So those are my initial thoughts. Joe's got to just be a little bit more colorful. I have one more point to make, but first I want to hear what you thought about it.
So initially, because like I felt like the start of the show was them like kind of like introducing us to him,
Mm-hmm.
to the public or whatever. They made that announcement, and then off the bat from the announcement, when I saw it was gonna be Wade Barrett and him, I wasn't pleased. Like, and I think for me, like I only really had a certain amount of announcers during my time in WWE. For the longest it was I remember Gorilla Monsoon and Vince McMahon. Now I remember Vince and Jerry King Lawler. And I remember the King and JR for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Then you introduced Michael Cole into that.
Yeah.
And then when the King left, then you would get mixed ups or whatever, and people were into that. But then Corey Graves came along, and then I was pleased by the Corey Graves. I enjoy Corey Graves a lot. So then you get Corey Graves and Michael Cole, and I'm like, man, this is a good duo. I like the two of them. Like they play well off each other or whatnot. And Corey Graves does give like that heel
Mm-hmm.
commentary at times,
Mm-hmm.
which is sometimes needed. And it brought me back to like JR and the King. And then, Corey Graves switches and you get people like Kevin Patrick, or you even had, I think, I want to say Marco Rubio. I might be saying his name wrong, but he used to be on NXT and then he moved on the main roster and he used to be real colorful with play by play. It'd be like
Mm-hmm.
"Mamma Mia," like
Yeah.
saying stuff like that. And so like I enjoyed him, and then like he ended up doing some other stuff or whatnot. But I feel like this isn't the first time they brought someone else in that was outside of WWE world,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't work out. I forgot the last guy that was there, but he was only there for maybe like 2 weeks. I felt like it,
Mm-hmm.
and then he got fired or whatever the case may be because it just didn't sound right. And so initially, that's what it felt like. When I text you, I'm like, man, like I don't know about this dude. And you say his cadence, he has the voice, and his cadence sounds like 2K. And then I'm like, yo, even though I think that's Kevin Harlan on the 2K games, but he does sound like a video game.
Yeah.
He sounds like that voice on the video game, and you're right, he's doing everything that you say, he's calling it play by play, but it's just like it is what it is. There's nothing extra to it. Like
Yeah.
at least with Michael Cole, like he's doing play by play, but there's emotion in there.
Yep. Yep.
And so then it's weird to see like maybe he is an actual fan of WWE, but then he's talking like, yo, PFC's been going crazy for the last week and causing trouble with the last couple of weeks, and it's like, well, dude, how do you know that? You haven't even been here. This is your first week. Like, what are you talking about, man? So like I said, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm hoping that he gets better at it. And yeah, he's coming from a world that he doesn't know any of these people. This is how long has he probably been with in
Mm-hmm.
WWE? He
Mm-hmm.
probably known about getting a job, but now you got to learn all these names, and you got people doing high five maneuvers. It's quick pace, and you got Harry Zane, you got Io Sky. I don't want to say like it's hard to mix them up. I can mix them up, but I can get someone who doesn't know
Yeah.
mixing them up.
Mm-hmm.
So I see that. But like I said, I hope that he gets better. I hope that he becomes enjoyable. But and maybe it's just the pairing of him and Wade Barrett too.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of throwing me off because I need Wade Barrett isn't as animated or colorful as I would like him to be to match up with Joe.
Right.
Maybe if it would have been Joe and
Corey.
Corey Graves,
Yeah.
you know.
I
And I,
agree.
I don't want to forget McAfee. Like I know we might rip him a little bit, but when he's in the groove and he's in the know what's going on, like
Yeah.
he's real exciting and pleasurable to listen to. Like, and I like
Yeah.
the dynamic that him and Michael had. Like they were having fun, and then it's translated through the TV. So this is their first pairing together on Monday Night Raw. Maybe they'll build some chemistry together and be able to play well off each other. Working more. So it just takes time. So we'll see. But right
Yeah.
now, I'm not so.
Yeah, I will say, I know I had one more thing to say, but I will say that he got, never mind. It's not even worth talking about. But it's, to me, the analogy is when your favorite supervisor or your favorite teacher, your favorite pastor or whatever leaves, that person knows everybody. I feel like Michael Cole knew what I wanted to hear,
Yeah,
right? I feel like Michael Cole, I know Michael and Michael knows me. That's what the feeling is in the relationship. But when you get this guy come in, it's like, all right, guys, I'm leaving. Your favorite teacher, supervisor, boss, whatever leaves. And then you got this guy coming in. You're like, well, this guy doesn't know me. He doesn't know what I
yeah,
want to hear. Like, do you even know anybody around here, man? Like, do you know how dope this guy is? You know how cool that guy is? Not that I'm gatekeeping, but I'm sincerely questioning, like, do you know
yeah,
us? Do you know
yeah.
me, Joe? So that's what it felt like too. It was like he is going to do the job and we have to give him a chance, but he's not Michael Cole.
Yeah,
But Michael Cole didn't even go anywhere. This is just,
still SmackDown.
yeah, exactly. So, anyway, what did you guys think about Joe Tessitore's debut on Monday Night Raw? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Are you giving him a chance? Or are you writing a letter to Paul Levesque right now? And also, what did you think about the triple threat match between Ilya Dragunov, Dragon Lee, and Dom Mysterio? Do we want to run it back? Were you a fan of them even prior to them coming to the main roster when they were in NXT? Let us know in the comments. All right. let's get into the 3 count or the 2 count, I should say. Gosh, I want to
What you
start this
got?
one off because it's like my heart is on fire right now.
Okay, okay.
It is bleeding. I actually just got a tattoo of it. No, I'm kidding. But I'm going to credit this to Wade, all right? I'm not even going to front like I knew her or know about her or anything like that. If Wade was not in my life talking to me about wrestling, I would probably be a casual WWE mark. I probably would. It's Wade who keeps me informed on everything going on outside of WWE. And I watch and I pay attention.
Hmm.
But the arrival, the debut of the New Japan and Stardom superstar Julia totally has me mesmerized. I am me encanta, as they say in Espanol. Okay, me encanta. Man, I'm looking for merch. All right, I'm looking for merch. I said I'm gonna treat this the way I treated the Olympic athletes who I found interested. I'm gonna Google them for like 10 minutes and then talk about them like I've been following their whole career. All right. I was like, oh, Olympic shooting? Let me do some real research here. Oh yeah, did you know that they actually went to school out in Yale? And anyway, I'm not gonna do that. But anyway, I'm mesmerized by the debut of Julia. I got a joke to make, but did you catch any of the Julia footage when she appeared at No Merci NXT, or are you are you just now getting caught up in it within the social media realm?
So I gotta get caught up a little bit more, and get more familiar with her. But I watched you guys' review on No Mercy, and then, but also through Wade, I've heard about her, and it's only because through him, because I didn't know anything about her beforehand, But because we've been talking about her, been mentioning her on this podcast for a long time, and
Yeah.
waiting for her to pop up in her debut, And like I say, I didn't know anything about her past or what her accomplishments were. I just knew through Wade, like, yo, that she's the one, you know. And so now that she's here, and I saw her pop up and come out and be face to face with Roxanne Perez, and they're looking to do that at the, I think, was that next week too? It's next week,
CW
I think.
October
Yeah.
5th, October 1st, October
Oh,
1st.
it's on the fifth. Oh, yeah. So they're looking to do that on the CW. So I think I'm gonna tune in to see that because I love wrestling. NXT, for how like small the venue is, or how small it seems like the production is, they always seem to be so elaborate and charismatic with it. I did like, not to jump off Julia, but I came across Trick Williams doing a diss track to Pete Dunne.
Yeah, I saw
Like,
that. They got nothing else to do in that performance center on downtime, man.
so it's like they got all the time in the world to craft these brilliant characters, these stories, to really just go out there and just try stuff, and see if it sticks. And so, like, I want to see what's up with Julia. Like,
Yeah,
we had talked maybe possibly her coming to the main roster and joining up with Damage Control when Damage Control said, well, EO Scott said Damage Control needs to change. And then we
yeah,
thought maybe that might have been the change that was coming. But they didn't become baby faces, But it's
yeah,
still a possibility.
yeah,
That was the real change. We didn't know.
yeah,
They looked in the mirror, pulled the Michael Jackson, and was like, "Hey, man,
yeah,
we got to look at the man in the mirror, man. The women in the mirror. We got to change our ways, you know." But no, man, I'm looking forward to see what Julia brings to NXT and to WWE overall. Man, WWE is cooking with the signings, like that. So
yeah,
I'm eager to see what's gonna happen.
yeah. So she appeared on NXT last night, and we knew it was going to be at the end because Roxanne's out there cutting a promo. Lights go out. I don't know if you saw this, but lights go out, and everyone is just like, ah! And then Chelsea Green's music hits,
I saw that.
and she was like, who else were you expecting? Right? Then Chelsea Green roasts the crowd, saying how a lot of them smell and a lot of them are creepy. And I was like, damn, you're going in, Chelsea. But Julia ended up coming out and doing well. Chelsea Green ended up throwing a blow at Julia. Julia countered, hit her with what should have been strong style if this wasn't in the WWE. Like, just she should have
Mm.
gone super hard on her, typically, because that's her style. And Wade, correct me if I'm wrong if you hear this, but Chelsea has always been the person to say, if there's a new person here, if there's a celebrity, if there is whatever it takes to make the show look good, she's like, I want to be that person to make that person look great. So, if there's going to be some type of Chelsea Green involvement here, of course, we all want Julia versus Roxanne. But I feel Chelsea is the right person to transition someone like Julia into the WWE because she's that person who says, "Let me do it. I'll make him look great." And Chelsea has wrestled outside of WWE, so she definitely has an eclectic style. So she's experienced outside of the federation, outside of the Fed. So I feel that it would be a nice transition for Julia, but we all want to see her go head to head with Roxanne because Roxanne has been just dominating everybody for in any type of title situation. Anyway, I
You
digress.
got
What's up?
you got Julia winning against Roxanne.
What was the first part?
You got Julia winning against Roxanne for the
Um,
championship.
I'd say not immediately, but eventually. Um,
Mm-hmm.
just to make Julia, just to put Julia over a little bit more as like an underdog or as Roxanne, just not burying her, but to make it not so easy for Julia. I could be wrong though. They could just squash Roxanne and have Julia be dominant. But Vic Joseph said in commentary when they were going face to face, like you're looking at the future of NXT right here, or you're looking at the future of wrestling right here, which tells me that they're going to invest a lot in this girl, in Julia. So, yeah, I said okay. My last point about Julia, and again, this would have been me. I'm not capping on these guys. I'm not capping. I saw a live reaction to these two guys watching No Mercy, and when Julia came out, they were kind of bewildered on who it was. They didn't know who it was, even after she came out. And they're like, and they read the sign on the Titantron, and they said, "It's Gulia," like, which reminded me of the Wedding Singer. Have you seen the Wedding Singer? When he asked Drew Barrymore, "So what's your last name gonna be?" She's like Gulia, and he's like Julia Gulia, and it reminded me of that. But these guys got fried in the comment section of just like only a WWE mark or a casual wrestling fan would not know who Julie is. I think they held their ground pretty well, but anyway, I'm not ragging on them because again, that probably would have been me if it weren't for Wade. But yeah, we're excited. I'm excited to see what's going to become of Gulia. I mean Julia. Um, most importantly, what merch is going to come out. All right. So, what did you guys? Okay, what is your 3 count?
So, what I got is so I know you heard about they doing the inaugural women's speed championship,
Oh
the match is
yeah.
going on.
Hmm.
So, which is okay, but I don't think that's anything that we asked for. Like
Hmm.
we've been asking for the women's mid card championship for the longest,
Hmm.
and my thing is like we all know that WWE listens. You know, we know Triple H reads the tweets and he's on X and stuff like that. So he's part of social media. You know, we know people are hearing it. What do you think the holdup is with the mid card women championship? Either one. I mean, whether we get two of them, whether we get one of them, is the speed championship a test to or like an intro into possibly getting this mid card championship? Because it's like, well, even the speed championship, we don't. It's only on speed. So
Yeah.
I never watch Speed, so I don't
Yeah.
know what's going on, you
Yeah.
know. So I mean, what do you think the holdup is with this mid card women championship?
I'm trying to think of an event where they would debut it. And if I were to have any guess, it would be the road to WrestleMania
Hmm.
or possibly the road to SummerSlam, which is an eternity from now till then. But that's where I'm thinking it needs the right build where it would be a long sought after, coveted prize.
Mm.
Um, the way they did it in NXT was for the women's North American title, they had qualifiers to get into the match, which was a ladder match. I could also see that happening too on main roster. But what the holdup is, sorting
It's long
everybody
overdue,
out.
man.
I know it's long overdue, but sorting everybody out, it's there's a lot of women on the roster. I feel like it's getting a little crowded because I'm starting to forget about people.
Mhm.
Like I've already forgotten about Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae.
Oh, yeah,
I've already forgotten about Tegan Knox.
yeah. Been a
Sometimes
minute.
sometimes the party girls. So for me, it's a matter of sorting everybody out and seeing who's going to rise to the top right now. We talked about Chelsea Green, Dakota Kai, EO, like those people
Yeah,
who are coming
basically,
in.
yeah.
Yeah, and even PFC, right? Pure Fusion Connection
Collective, collective,
Collective.
collective.
Yeah. Um, More like Confusion Collective. All right, so I feel like it's just a matter of sorting everyone out, man. And I know that sounds super general, but we need it. We need the titles because the tag team titles for the women doesn't mean anything right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, or doesn't mean
like they
much.
don't really jump around. They don't go to brand. I mean, they might pop up on Raw and SmackDown. I think they dropped down to NXT one time. At least the Holy Union did. But then even like Raw only had I want to say two women matches.
Mm-hmm.
We had Zelina Vega versus Shayna. Yeah, versus Shayna Baszler, and I forgot the other women's matchup on the on
Mm-hmm.
the on the on there. But then you had Maxine Dupree and Ivy Now in that mixed tag matchup. You
Mm-hmm.
know, but the women don't. They're back not really getting any shine.
Yeah.
Rhea and Liv hog up most of the storyline, but that is most of the time.
Right.
Because their storyline is still tied up into the Judgment Day, which is still with dudes.
Yeah.
So and even on SmackDown, like you get we had the tag team match. That was the other match that we had with Damage Control versus the Holy Union,
Mm-hmm.
where Kaizen got busted open. So you had that. So it's like those were the two matches that I remember for the women in 3 hours.
Yep.
So having that mid card women championship would help out a lot. It can cut
Mm-hmm.
out some of that stuff that maybe we don't need when we get some actual decent wrestling.
Yep.
From the women, because the women they can go, and I think they deserve to get proper tick on both shows. So
Mm-hmm.
hopefully soon they'll put that out there for the women so we can get some more. Or we're thinking about when they can possibly do that. I know they love to do stuff for over in Saudi.
Yeah.
So we got Crown Jewel coming up in November,
It's a good
maybe
point.
November. For that, that's a possibility but they haven't even made any announcement about anything towards it. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll see.
Yeah, not even a tease or nothing like that. So, um, who knows? Or maybe when they go to Netflix,
Yeah,
maybe.
January. So
Yeah, January. Again, it could be leading up to Royal Rumble, or leading up to
yeah,
WrestleMania. All right, I got the 10-minute warning going on here. So, we got 8 minutes and 47 seconds to do this. Let's transition. But first, what do you guys think about the women's division right now? When is that women's title coming? When do you think that it should happen? And who deserves to be at the top? Also, what do you think about Julia? I'm just going to leave it at that. All right. Oh, you are ready for the tinfoil theory of the week.
yeah, man.
What do you got?
We ain't got time to spare. We can get into
We
it.
got.
We got time to wait. So I'm gonna get in my 10-4-3. It's not as crazy as the other ones, but I think that we're gonna get John Cena versus Cody Rhodes at some point because they got history together. I remember seeing clips of John Cena singing Cody Rhodes' song, the old one or whatnot. So I'm looking forward to that matchup and doing Cena's Farewell World Tour. Is that matchup between John Cena and Cody Rhodes. While I'm still talking about John Cena, I'm gonna go for that real quick too. I got John Cena beating Gunther.
Hmm.
I think that's the person to take down Gunther. I
Yeah.
want it to be he could be the one to get so he get the 16 championship.
Yeah.
17, break the record. That could be
Yeah.
against Gunther. But we'll see though. But that's what I got. I got John Cena. My crazy theory is John Cena will beat Gunther. There's no one else on the main roster right now that I can see doing that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's my quick theories.
I like it. John Cena dethroning Gunther and also going up against Cody Rhodes at some point. All right. For the sake of time, I won't get my tinfoil hat, but I do got a theory because we've been talking about SmackDown on Friday the 13th. That whole week I think that whole week and the week after that is going to be USA having WWE, all three WWE shows. So my feeling on Friday the 13th at SmackDown, my theory is the Wyatt Six will make an appearance on SmackDown. Just because it's Friday the 13th, we're doing the spooky. I don't know who they could haunt or who they're going to antagonize, but I have a feeling they may make an appearance just out of the spirit of WWE all over USA and the fact that it's on Friday the 13th. So
Okay.
that's it. I mean, they do have some people they could, you know,
I mean, they got to
harass.
start some. Yeah, they could do that.
Yeah.
It would have been better if they never had made them directly be on Raw. But they once again they never did announce that they are directly on Raw. So
Right.
they could float. Just haven't
Yeah.
float yet. So
Yeah, they're not exactly Raw exclusive, right? Because they were never drafted or anything like that. So they could go everywhere at this point. So my tinfoil theory, Wyatt Six on SmackDown, Friday the 13th, when they move to USA. All right. That is our show for the day. We're done, right? Is that it?
that's it.
Woo! Look at that. Efficiency. That is our show for the day. What do you guys think about these tinfoil theories first? Can the Wyatt Six appear on any other brand other than Raw? And also, is John Cena going to go toe to toe with Cody Rhodes and Gunther on his retirement tour? Let us know in the comments. Again, thanks for listening. Likes, what's up?
Well, before we go, we gotta make sure we tell them Friday 13th. We talking about Friday 13th. We're going live.
That's
Make sure you
right.
guys tune in. Don't forget Friday. We're gonna remind you guys maybe all week somehow to tune in for Friday.
That's right.
If you don't tune in, I'm taking a black cat. I'm throwing it at your house.
We're going to have a ladder match, and we're not talking about jumping off the ladder. We're throwing you under it.
Yeah, and breaking glass.
Yeah,
we're gonna make you break the glass, so you just
that's
have
right.
7 years of bad luck if you
7
don't
years of
tune
bad
in.
luck and a Stone Cold Steve Austin appearance. So, all right, guys, thanks for the show. Be sure to like and subscribe. We're trying to put out content daily on the reels, on the shorts, on the YouTubes, on the clips. Just thank you so much for listening this time and like, subscribe, tell a friend, share an episode, or if there's a clip that you like, share it with somebody. Put it on your socials and tag us. As of now, I am Marlon. I'm joined here with Pierre. Wade, we miss you. Come back soon. All right, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.